Good evening, class. I am Miss Stokes.
Good evening, class. I am Miss Cottrell.
Hello, and I'm Miss Towns.
And today we are going to be covering grammar subsystems, specifically semantics. What is semantics?
So, semantics is language skills, which refers to an understanding and appropriate use of meaning in single words, phrases, sentences, and even longer units. Semantic language skills include the ability to understand and state labels, recognize and name categorical labels, understand and use descriptive words, and to comprehend and state functions, and to recognize words by their definition and to define words.
Okay. In this lesson, the students will be able to convey a richer meaning when speaking and writing, analyze groups of associated words and order them in word hierarchy or a word pyramid, convey specific meanings, and be aware of the words in their initially chosen conveying specific meaning.
Students will be introduced to situations where the meaning of an idea may be manipulated by word choice. Students will view images, listen to sounds, clips, and orally share some of the words, images that come to mind. The images, audio clips may be used to illustrate how words convey meaning, how images or sound can trigger word associations, and vice versa.
So basically in this first lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the images and we're going to hear some of the sounds, and we want to know what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see the images or you hear the sounds. So the first image we have is
A dog.
a dog. So how do you know it's a dog?
You may hear, if you hear a sound like woof woof, you will automatically correlate it to a dog because that's the sound that it makes.
The next picture is a picture of a car, but the question said, what does the image represent? Some students might say what they see, a car, or what they hear. Which is a car horn. So they can use this image and this sound to visualize and hear what a car looks like and what it might sound like driving down the street.
And lastly, we have a picture of a alarm, which can be used for various reasons. You use the alarm to wake up in the morning, to set a specific time for something. If you hear the alarm clock, which is a ring, you automatically know that it is an alarm.
What you might also see is just simply a picture of a clock. So you can have students might say that it's just a clock, or they might say that it's 4 o'clock because they're looking at the image. So this is how you convey your images and find different meanings for a broad spectrum of images.
Hierarchy pyramid word families present a word hierarchy pyramid and clusters of words for students to sort and order accordingly.
So this is what we call a word family. You arrange them in orders and categories by the ending. So for instance, this is act, a, and eats. Some words that we can use is attack, black, hack, pack, quack, whack, snack, whack. You have your A's, they, clay, day, delay, gray, may, okay, play. And your eats. Beat, cheat, eat, heat, meet, seat, and treat. These are your word families.
And the way you will teach that to the students by doing your I do, you will simply just go to the ending of the word and you will say, what words do you see that have the same ending as A? And what they will do is some students will come up and point to the words, other students will raise their hand and say the words that they see, but all this is doing is giving them recognition of what's on the board so they can relate it to further knowledge. So now we're going to do the lesson
Together,
Mm-hmm.
as a class.
Use the base of the words to match them in proper word category. Ack and ache.
So, this is a picture of a sock. So, the category that this will go in is O-C-K. This is ache. This is a picture of a lake. This will go in that category. So, we have two different categories. This is a sock, and the other word that will go with a sock is a rock. For your aches, you have a lake ending in A-K-E, and a cake ending in A-K-E as well. So those will go in the same category.
And this also touches on our first slide where we use the images to help you portray the meaning of the word. So when you see the cake, you automatically know, okay, this is a cake. But this teaches you the spelling relation and the word recognition, because you know that cake has a C and then it ends in A-K-E. So that's how you learn the word recognition. Same with rock, sock, lake, and lock.
So now, students are going to get together and do it themselves. So what we're going to do is give you all sheets of papers. You're going to work in two groups, and you're going to write the word families. This is the
So your two word families are ing, which is ing, and ack, or ack. So you are to come up with 3 words each group come up with 3 words for each ending that ends in either ing or ace. And during ack, excuse me. So during this time, we give the students a chance to do their cooperative learning. They're learning with one another. They're bouncing ideas off of one another. And this is more so of a they do. We do not assist. We give the students their own time. So that way it's a gradual release. We're kind of showing them how to do it. We've shown them how to do it. We did it together. And now it's their turn in co-op groups to do it themselves. So after we do the they do, we will have some students either come up or in their groups kind of just go ahead and say some of the words that they came up with their endings, their INGs and their ACKs. And then at the end, we'll kind of tie everything together using our visuals and using another ending to help them relate the whole lesson together. So this slide states, what did we learn? So we're going to use the base words or the endings, which is ice, all, and ick, to match the words to the pictures to the endings. Excuse me.
So this would be dice, relating to ICE. This is ball, relating to ALL, and this is kick, relating to ICK. And then after this, we had the students do it themselves. We had no worksheets for them to independently do the assignment.
And this will be your form of assessment to see where your students are in the lesson, and also see where you have to reteach or where you have to go back. Some kids are visual, some kids will pick up on the images before they pick up on the endings. So what you would have to do is continue to use images, continue to find worksheets and representations with images. Some students like to hear, so just how in the beginning we had the car horn, you can use a lot of audio
to pair the images with the sounds.
Exactly. Or you can just use the ending. Some students are going to automatically come up with, they may be super repetitive, but they're going to come up with their endings, and then you can gradually expand their vocabulary by giving them more words that have the same ending. And that is our lesson on semantics.
Thank you.